Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. So this is like a screenshot of a ride that was offering $249 for a 4-hour and 35-minute trip. Now, this trip was 319.5 miles, which is ridiculous. I mean, just imagine that's going to be, what, 640 miles back for $249? And what, almost a 9-hour trip, round trip. What a slap in the face, Lyft. But I just hope that this driver didn't take this trip because nobody should be accepting any trips like that. So yeah, and then we're going to talk about Lyft's tone deaf marketing is an insult to its drivers. This is what a driver posted on Reddit. Here at Lyft, we fully acknowledge that we do not pay our drivers livable wage or even enough to make a car payment. However, our drivers might get lucky and our customers will pay their bills for them. What an awful company. Just pay your drivers a livable wage, which, they're doing their best to refuse to pay a livable wage unless you're spending your life on the road every day, working 10 to 12 hours at least to make a living, which that's not living. Spending the majority of your day on the road is not living life. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that. I will be posting what they're referencing this statement from. It's ridiculous. And then somebody says, yeah, I saw that too. If Lyft were paying a fair cut to the driver, he wouldn't have had his car up for repo in the first place, which I totally agree. If he was able to pay his bills, it would have been another story. But evidently, this person was struggling trying to make ends meet with Lyft. And then, you'll have the people saying, oh, well, Lyft is a gig. You go get a real job. Well, what if this person didn't expect to be a full-time driver? What if they did have a job and got fired and had no choice but to do Lyft full-time until they could find another job? Which a lot of people are experiencing job loss and struggles in 2023. This is not far-fetched for people to be struggling. And if somebody has something that, gives them a decent income, what is so wrong about doing this until they can find a job? And the fact that doing this used to pay more than enough, way better than a regular job before they started oversaturating the platform. But other than that, I just feel like sometimes people can't just get a regular job immediately after losing a job and needing to do this rideshare stuff full time. I'm talking from experience. When I started doing rideshare, I had a good paying regular job and then I got laid off. And in between time, trying to find other jobs, it wasn't working out. So I had to do Lyft and Uber full time. And I was making a living, not driving my life away every day to make money. So, before you speak down on people who does this full time, try to understand that everybody's circumstances are not the same. Everybody does not go by the same things. Some people were doing very well and just did this as a side gig. And then with everything going on in this world, it just unfortunately ended up becoming their full, career or job or gig, whatever you want to call it. They ended up having to do it full time because, for one, doing this type of work, you get paid the same day after every ride. Who doesn't want to get paid after working? This should be something that every job offers. Once you complete the work or whatever, you do at work, you should be able to access your money right away. But unfortunately, a lot of jobs don't do that. So yeah, even if he did find a job, he would still have to wait for a check And sometimes it can take 2 weeks to get a check. So who knows his situation personally? I mean, he didn't have no choice but to drive for Lyft and expected it to be enough money. Like, a lot of people were expecting it to be more than enough since they've been doing it a while and seeing how much money you can make, compared to a 9 to 5. So I'm just throwing that out there because I know it's a lot of people in today's world that believes that everything is one-sided, very narcissistic people that are, not open-minded, that just think that everybody just doesn't want to work, everybody's just lazy, just thinks that they know everything, and they don't. Everybody's struggle is different, especially in 2023 with inflation. A lot of people have been suffering, struggling, thinking that, and I'm talking about people who were literally doing very, very good for themselves, have become uncomfortable. And if people that are making $100,000 a year living paycheck to paycheck, what do you expect people making less to do? It's rough out here. So I understand, his situation and how he thought that Lyft would pay his bills and not get repoed. But unfortunately, he got repoed, which a lot of people either have experienced or may experience in the future. It's just unfortunate. And nowadays, you just never know. You can have everything one day and lose it all the next. So just never sit too high and think that you're better than somebody and think that you have everything figured out, because anybody can go from happy to sad, winning to struggling. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Since we live in a world full of perfect people who do no wrong. I'm being sarcastic. But yeah, it's crazy, and sad. But yeah, so moving forward, this is what I was referencing. It says, paying it forward, called a Lyft, and halfway into the trip, the driver got a call regarding his car being out for repo. I've been in this situation before, so I decided to call the bank and pay his account. I'm glad I could help him with the bottom of my heart, Nakia H. Now, before we get into the comments, how many of you guys believe this actually happened? Let me know in the comments and tell me how you guys feel about this, because I don't know if I can believe that. It's so easy to literally manipulate people, and I feel like Lyft does a great job at manipulation. And who's to say that this is a real person who actually paid for somebody's car not to get repo? I need more facts to back this up. But, let me know how you feel if you believe that this is true. So it says, so their advertisement is that they don't pay enough for their drivers to have cars. They celebrate a rider that does it for them. I thought that was funny because it's realistic. Like, it's true. They don't pay enough for drivers to have vehicles, yet they want you to drive your own vehicle, pay for your own gas, maintenance, time, you name it, while they pay you less. And to the point that you have no choice but to do other apps and try your hardest to find another job, unless you're slaving 10 plus hours a day, like we've already talked about. Like, people just, they don't have a choice anymore to literally make what they deserve. So yeah. Now, I wanted to talk about this. It looks like a driver on Reddit posted that Lyft requests an 8 minutes away trip for a $1.90 tip added after the ride. Now, I wanted to talk about this because I've seen people talking about how they believe that they should also receive upfront tips, which I don't agree on that, just because I've done Uber Eats before and it was the worst, okay, when it comes to these upfront tips. It's plenty of people that talk about on Reddit how they'll advertise that the order is worth so much more, and then you drop the food off and then the tip is taken away. Now, if they're going to do upfront tips, the only way that I'm okay with it is if they don't have the right to take away a tip. Unless it was just the worst ride ever and they have a valid, explanation to why they shouldn't tip or should get their tip back. But other than that, I don't think that that's a good idea, because then that means that a lot more people will be suffering from these crazy tip baits rides. And then if the ride takes a tip back, they will not be paid what they accepted a ride for, the amount. So it's like, I don't really agree on that. But let me know how you guys feel in the comments. Do you believe that Lyft and Uber should add pre-tips before a ride? I mean, I feel like every ride should have at least $1 tip. Every customer should be even more. I mean, let me know how you guys feel about that. That every ride that a passenger requests, they have to have a tip, at least $1. But if you guys have a different pricing, let me know what you guys agree makes sense for a passenger to pay before they even get to schedule a ride, as far as a tip for a driver, because I feel like that would definitely help. I mean, even if $1 is low ball, I mean, we do have to understand that it's a lot of people that take lifts that really can't afford it, but do still try to tip. So, to me, when I was driving, I feel like every tip mattered, regardless. Even if it was $1, it still mattered. So, mandated tips before rides, I mean, I think that would be great, as long as they don't have the power that the Uber Eats, customers have, as far as taking it away once their stuff is delivered, because it's ridiculous, to do that to somebody who's out here putting in their time and their energy and their gas to please you for the bare minimum. Because I've already exposed even the Uber Eats orders, how much they are trying to pay their drivers. $2 for 19-minute trips. Yeah, it's sick. It's sick. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel in the comments below about this new tip feature that it seems like Lyft is trying to roll out. I just really want to know you guys' opinion. Do you think it's going to work? How would you like it to work? Do you really believe that they're going to try to do what Uber Eats does and do the tip baiting? Let me know. And you guys, again, thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I love you guys. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like my content. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day.